So about 2 years ago, my two girls were in year 1 and year 3 at school, and my little boy was only just ready to start kindergarten, and really bright kids, good at their schoolwork, fantastic at their dancing, great manners, really proud of them, you know, they were really ticking along really well. And then Ebony started to get unwell. Ebony's our middle child. She was getting headaches on a weekly basis that looked like a migraine. They ended up over a 9-week period speeding up to twice a week, and we weren't happy with that, and we said, hang on, this child's fading away, she's not well, she's battling. She was clingy, a little bit off balance, very skinny. We ended up getting down to a paediatrician in Adelaide who was absolutely fantastic, and a CAT scan revealed a very large brain tumour in the back of Ebony's head. The CAT scan was done at 1:30. By 3:30 we're in the Women's and Children's Hospital, and it was going to be a week before the operation. The tumour was so large, it was the size of my fist. They were concerned that it could be malignant. Luckily MRI biopsy testing afterwards ascertained that it was benign and well behaved. There was a less than 10% chance it was going to be benign, so there was a lot of soul searching. And yeah, I guess you can pack up and you can cry and you can and you have your moments, but I think the biggest thing too is what do I have to do to get my kid better? It was never about she's going to die or she's got cancer. It was all about, well, she has a tumour, what do we have to do to get rid of it and get back to normal? So it was all about the next step to get better, to recover, and it was all about living. You know, the whole week before the operation was about fun and living. She wasn't dead yet. She may not be going to die. So we chose to have a fantastic week in hospital. Humphrey came in and Mark Bickley came in to visit, and we had fantastic nurses, and her little friend Bonnie stayed with her for the week, and it was pretty special. Yeah. I don't know that we fully understood how long the rehab would be. I don't think we fully understood that we would have a child who would possibly not walk, talk, be able to swallow. For some children that's a big issue. She had a completely paralysed face. Now that's probably lifted 80% now, so there's only a very slight droop to that side of her face, so you can't see it a lot. It does affect her with her dance, because her dance technique and any elevated steps are affected by her balance, but she's very strong, and the gymnastic element, the strength element of her dance and calisthenics is great, and she's doing things that her peers can't do. So, but she's so determined. If she wanted to do a solo this year, and we said, well, honey, that's, you know, don't push yourself. You know, I mean, goodness me, the kid had an operation 2 years ago. And we said, you know, you've got plenty of time to do a solo. I said, you need to have a few more tricks before you do a solo, thinking, you know, that'd be my way out. I didn't want to set her up to not succeed, you know. It's like having a disability and going in your regular swimming race instead of your swimming race in the disabled Olympics. So, yeah, she was determined, and she worked at doing this tiger roll, which is a back bend and a flick over, and she did it and did it and did it for 2 days, and then looked at me with her arms crossed and said, now I can do a solo. When something like this happens to your child, it puts a huge strain not only on the family but on your marriage. All your energy has to get poured into getting that child better. So I think the fact that we had a very strong marriage and a very strong family unit and a very strong family structure around us, supporting us. And I think it's not just your family. Living in Penola like we do in a smaller community, there was a whole community behind us, you know, being part of the Calisthenics Club. Oh, I'm going to... We've had 2 years of rehab now. When we were first back to calisthenics, I said, you know, Eb's going to have some struggles. Do you want her to go to the fun team for a while? And they said, no. They said, she's part of our club and it's really important that she's back into the team, and we want her there. And we thought that was very special. So it's been lovely to have these people invite us to be normal again and invite her to be normal again. And I think that was our biggest goal. So we're very, very grateful for the support that we've got from those sorts of things. Make-A-Wish and Camp Quality have been very, very special. We didn't realise it would be for situations like Ebony, but it's for any child that has a life-threatening situation. Make-A-Wish come along and grant them a wish. Ebony ended up getting a swimming pool in her backyard. So she had this great big pool party with all of her friends, and that was a big celebration. So It took a long time to get the pool there, but it was there. She wanted a pool party. That was her wish. So it was there by her next birthday. And at that time she could enjoy it so much more. Camp Quality have this amazing ability just to pop in, not fuss, and talk about having fun. Absolutely fantastic organisation, giving kids a chance to be normal and have fun and not dwell on stuff that they've had to do. It's a humbling experience because you're so used to sometimes being a giver and doing things for other people and donating or what have you to special causes, and then to be on the receiving end of that is almost embarrassing. Like you think, you know, we're just a normal family and it's almost too much, you know, but I guess that's what it's all about, isn't it? And it wasn't about me in the end, it was about Ebony. For us, it starts to get to the end of dealing with stuff. For these kids, they've got to live with this forever. I think at times her older sister tends to be a little bit oversensitive about some things. She gets frustrated at times because we do have to make allowances for Ebony's behaviour, which is part and parcel of the brain injury and her recovery. So that's tough. You know, these kids have to put up with more than normal brothers and sisters possibly do have to put up with. But I think different families have tough things in different ways, you know. So this is just our little quirk, and we just have to work hard to restore stuff and to keep the family unit quite strong. You do what you can to pump in quality stuff now because you just don't know what's going to happen next week.
I like playing handstand competitions. Dancing with the star. I also like my family.